Joining us now on This Is the Day is Sister Lee Hogan, President of the Sisters of St. Joseph of Boston. She is here on this Catholic Sisters Week to talk about the 150th anniversary of the Sisters of St. Joseph in Boston. Thank you so much for being with us.
Oh,
Sister.
my pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Maybe if you could start off, maybe before we get into the anniversary yourself, but maybe tell us a little bit about your journey too and in the Sisters of St. Joseph here.
Sure. Well, I was educated by the Sisters of St. Joseph right from the first grade in St. Agnes Parish in Arlington. I went to Matignon and went to Regis, and really I think the seeds of my vocation were planted all the way along there. But it wasn't until after college that I found my way to the Sisters of St. Joseph, and it's been a tremendous journey. I must say it's been a blessed experience for me. I have really loved every minute of it, and enjoy what I'm doing today as well as I enjoyed the ministries I had over the previous 60 years or so.
Now it's a big year for the Sisters of St. Joseph. Maybe if you could talk about the 150 years of the Sisters, maybe give us a little history of them being here in the Archdiocese of Boston.
Certainly. We were invited to Boston from Brooklyn, New York, by Father McGinnis, who was the pastor of St. Thomas, Jamaica Plain. We always refer to that as the cradle of the congregation. That's where we began. So 4 sisters came from New York to Boston, and within a week they had established a school. And education was certainly one of our primary ministries throughout the time that we've been here. I think that after Vatican II, we began to explore other ministries because the council had urged us to go back to our foundations, which actually were in France in the 1600s. So we did. We went back and looked at the foundations and said, what are the needs of today? What are the needs that are calling us forward? So then we began to move into ministries in the social areas, social service, healthcare, counseling, pastoral ministry in parishes. That was a big part of our work over the years. We also reached out to other dioceses where sisters were needed, and we established a ministry in New Mexico, which we still have there. We still have sisters in New Mexico, in Santa Fe, Santa Rosa, Albuquerque. Those were the primary areas for us there. So we've been about a lot of things over these decades. And of course, we've been very active in the diocese we staffed probably half of the Catholic schools in the diocese for a number of years, and we certainly have provided staffing for the parishes as well as for the chancery. I think of some of the sisters who've worked in the school office and in various other ministries within the chancery, and still do.
Yeah. And I'm a product of the Sister St. Joseph, too, from St. Teresa of Avila Parish in West Roxbury. And I know we were talking a little bit before we started, too, and how things have sort of evolved through the course of history here, too. But maybe if we could explore more some of the things that, and maybe look at the future, too, some of the ministries that you were mentioning, Sister, and looking for.
Well, yes, we are a part of LCWR, the Leadership Conference of Women Religious, and as a part of that, we're connected to sisters across the country and even around the world. One of the things, the movements that's going on is to make our voice heard more in the public square, and we do that by a variety of public statements and vigils, prayer vigils, and things of that sort, because we're really focusing on the people at the margins of society and how we can better help them to know the Lord, because really our ministry, our mission, our charism is about service to the dear neighbor, bringing the dear neighbor in touch with God. So it is the dear neighbor, neighbor to neighbor, and neighbor to God.
Yeah, that's great.
So we're looking at a variety of ways that we can continue to extend that ministry into the future.
And it's a celebration year, too. Are there any big events coming up this year?
Well, of course, St. Joseph's Day is coming in just another week or so. So we will be celebrating that, as we always do, with some special features for the sisters themselves. And we have associates and agrégés who are part of our active ministry and part of our life also, and so they'll be participating in that. We do plan to, we have an annual fundraising dinner that we will hold in April, the end of April. And that's always a big event, but it'll be made bigger this year, I think, by the fact that we're having this 150th celebration. Right. But we've been trying to spread it out over the year and have a lot of small events that really can reach people. We'll be having masses in some of the parishes in the spring. and into the fall, and be a lot of ways in which people will be able to reconnect with us, I think, over the time that we've got ahead.
And of course, it's Catholic Sisters Week too. Maybe if you could speak on that and what it means to have a special week for sisters.
Well,
throughout the country.
it is amazing. It's fairly new, as you probably know. I think it was established around 2015 by a group of Catholic historians, really, in the American Historical Society, who realized that the growth of the Catholic Church in the United States was built, particularly in the education realm, by the sisters, and as well as healthcare. So they established this Catholic Sisters Week in 2015. It's become a major part of Catholic History Month and Women's History Month, and today is International Women's Day, so there's just a lot of connection here. And of course, it's a way to celebrate and honor, as well as to recognize the work that the sisters have done and continue to do and will do into the future. I think that it's been kind of taken over now and promoted by the Communicators for Women Religious. So that's a national organization that's really focused on trying to bring the reality of what the Catholic sisters have done and are doing into public focus.
And continue to do, and thank you so much, Sister, for being with us today to share the 150th anniversary of the Sisters of St. Joseph here in Boston, and also Catholic Sisters Week. If people want to find out more about all the ministries that you're involved in, where would they go for that?
Well, I think our website, probably, csjboston.org.
All right, great.
We have a communications department that, in fact, I have a booklet here. We publish a magazine twice a year. This one happens to be focused on the celebration of the 150 years, but there's a lot of information in there that you can share.
Right,
but
great.
I think that we're happy to hear from you all.
Excellent. csjboston.org. Check it out. Thank you, Sister, for being with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Happy
nice
anniversary.
to be with you, Kevin. Thank you very much. Thank you.